25 years I've been working on building tree houses. When I first built my first tree house, they wouldn't allow me to apply for a permit because they hadn't known of anybody that had gotten a permit for a tree house. The foundation for these tree houses is a living tree, and there's nothing written in the code. It took 8 years basically to get a permit for the first tree house. It's a new industry. My name's Michael Garnier. I'm the owner of Out and About Treehouse Treesort. It's the highest concentration of tree houses in the world. From my standpoint, there's been a movement for 25 years. Tree houses are becoming more and more adult tree houses. There's a treehouse building show called Treehouse Masters. It's, raised the awareness of tree houses and the demand for tree houses. In the last year, the treehouse part business has probably doubled. People are using them for offices, they're using them for guest bedrooms, they're using them for rentals. They're not just for kids anymore.
For me, it was a strategy for having my own life and creating something fun and living the lifestyle that we all value. I've stopped taking guests the last year just so that we can build up the tree house. And now we're transitioning our guest here to the tree house. We'll have a waiting list for at least a year, I would think. The electricity is here now. Plumbing, we're almost there. When it's all said and done, this structure will probably be about $80,000.
When I say I have a giant tree house, people are like, oh, cool, because they expect a
kiddish one, not like this one.
Yeah.
They expect one that we always play in.
Yeah.
Small spaces teach you to get rid of your excess, things that aren't useful. Sometimes you're cold, sometimes you're warm. There's something about a tree house that forces you to make light and to feel lighter. I think it's because there's a child in all of us. We as adults, we just work really hard and we need to play. And I think this helps.
I did a little bit of research on permits, and the city of Washougal, they have requirements that if you build a storage shed, to do it without a permit, it can't be any more than 12 by 12. So it doesn't say it can't be up in a tree. Yeah, I have a bed stored up here, I have a refrigerator stored up here, and a microwave, and sometimes people sleep up here. I like to build things, and I always like to have a little project to do. I just kind of started daydreaming about building a tree house for a couple of years, and I just was laying in the hammock and I jumped up, got in my truck, and started buying enough lumber to build the decking. I put about $5,000 into the materials, and I had it done from start to finish in probably about 4.5 months. The living quarters is 8 by 10, and the house itself, or the dimensions of it, is 12 by 12. A friend a couple years ago has suggested that I put it on Airbnb, and I thought, that's a cute idea. Well, then when I thought about retiring, I thought, well, maybe I could have some extra income, and I put it on this summer at the beginning of July, and it's been full almost every night. I never dreamed that I would have so much fun doing this. I've had people from China, France, England, Spain. They get up and they say, oh my God, I have never slept so good listening to the river. And it's kind of like, being a kid staying in a tree fort. There is a guy about maybe a mile down the road that has a treehouse in his backyard that he also rents out on Airbnb. Last time I talked to him, he said he was living in his treehouse and renting out his regular house. That is it right there.
Beforehand, a tree house would last 3-4 years. Now you can build a tree house to last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Well, the Garnier limb, it was a way of putting a connection point on a tree that was like a limb, like a tree prosthesis that would enable you to attach to it. It enables us to be able to design bigger and better tree houses. I've sold about 400 or 500 people parts this year to build a tree house. It took me about 20 years, but I finally got my own tree house. It's a hybrid tree house. My son got this for me for my 60th birthday. He says it looks like me. What do you think? Oh, I know tree houses can be for adults. Basically, an adult is just a kid, an older kid, be you, 15 or 45. You can still have a tree house.